Okay, so here's a question I get a lot. Dr. Nina, is it always about feelings? Feelings. People talk about feelings like it's the F word, feelings. Ugh. Okay, actually, no. Binging is not always about feelings. There are 3 reasons why people binge. One is when you don't eat enough, and this is the least prevalent reason why people binge. They don't eat enough, and so they get so starving that when they start eating, they cannot stop. That might be actually more overeating because it's motivated by hunger and not being able to fill up. Another reason is, of course, to cope with something emotional, those feelings. Another reason is to change the way you physically feel, like to calm down. So to sedate yourself, to sedate your body, often with a lot of carbs, that happens. Or to give yourself energy if you're eating a lot of sugary things. But binge eating disorder, yeah, it's usually from feelings. But let me give you an example of someone who was eating because of deprivation. So deprivation leads to binge eating, and it's a mindset. So here's the example. This woman came to me. She said, Dr. Nina, every day I tell myself I am not going to eat a vanilla milkshake. I'm absolutely not going to eat it. And every day, it's like my car, it just goes naturally. It's got a mind of its own. It just drives to in and out. Or I get a vanilla milkshake and I just can't stop myself. And then I tell myself the next day, I am not going to do it. And then it happens all over again. She said, please, please, please help me. Stop eating these vanilla milkshakes. So I said, okay, I have an idea for you. I know just how to do this, but you have to do exactly what I tell you to do. She's like, I'll do anything. Absolutely. I'll do anything you tell me to do. So I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. We're going to see each other next week. Between now and next week, I want you to go every day after work. I want you to go get a vanilla milkshake. And she looked at me like the look she gave me was priceless. It was kind of like, oh my God, Dr. Nina is perhaps insane. I said, I know it sounds crazy. Just do it. There's method to my madness. About 4 days into this, she calls me. She says, do I have to keep drinking these milkshakes? I am so sick of them. So what happened? When she told herself she wasn't allowed to have vanilla milkshakes, deprivation, she wanted them all the more. The anticipation of deprivation or the experience of deprivation makes us want what we cannot have, or we tell ourselves we cannot have. But when I told her to get a vanilla milkshake, I gave her choice. I didn't give her choice. I told her to do it, but then that actually took away deprivation, and then she wanted the choice. She said, do I have to keep having these? I'm so sick of them. And this points to the psychology behind so many eating issues. So think about, what are you depriving yourself of? What are you telling yourself you can't have? I'm telling you, if you really let yourself have it, and this is independent of dealing with the emotional issues, why did she want the vanilla milkshakes? Also, it wasn't just deprivation. She was trying to cope, distract, other things. I won't get into it. But anyway, when you take away deprivation, you truly give yourself choice. And when you have choice, you can think about how much you want, or even if you want it at all. Several years ago, there were a few studies, but one in particular, they set out to prove the existence of food addiction. And so what they told their research participants was, all of your forbidden foods, you have permission to eat them. All your forbidden foods, eat them. And they thought, oh, well, these people, their brains are just going to get all lit up and they're not going to be able to stop eating all their forbidden foods. And that's how they were going to prove that food addiction was, in fact, a thing. Well, what do you think happened? Guess what? The people actually ate less of their forbidden foods because they knew they had the choice. They were told that they could have them. So because you could have it, it's not forbidden anymore. You're not having that, oh my God, I'm just going to have it now. And you're feeling guilt and shame and you're not even really enjoying it that much, but you can't stop. They actually had the choice and they ate less. So this research study disproved the theory of food addiction in that particular study. So think about it. What are you depriving yourself of? And what if you were to give yourself the same permission that I gave the woman with the vanilla milkshakes? What if you let yourself have it? You might think, I'll eat it all. Maybe not. Maybe if you know you're supposed to have it every day, you can have it, have a reasonable amount, and start regulating it. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes.